Good morning, everybody. It is almost 7:30, and I really gotta fix the orientation of my camera to the. Oh well. All right. This is sitting in front of one of my screens. I'm gonna move it. Okay. So let's take a look at. First off, hope you guys all had a good day yesterday. You probably noticed as I was talking about that the movement over the day was going to be kind of slow, trudging and boring. A couple reasons for that. One was it was a holiday yesterday, so equity markets were closed, but it was half a trading day for futures, and then for Forex it's still open, but still you can tell when the institutions aren't there how much the liquidity dries up, or people just like to take vacations. Also, China's the lunar holiday is going on, so a lot of the Asian markets and participants are, well, the Chinese exchanges are down. And a lot of their traders are not participating either. So, all right, let's take a look at our trades from yesterday. We actually have some really nice movement going on. So, yesterday we had a short on the euro. Well, you know what? Actually, I want to fast forward for a second. I want to jump right over to cryptos quick. I want you to take a look at Litecoin. Okay, Litecoin has had it caught a massive bid this morning. Or last night rather, 11 o'clock. We went from 222.50 to 242. I mean, we jumped up quite a bit, and we're continuing to jump up. We're testing this 250 area. It's not going to take long for us to get to the all-time highs in Litecoin. Litecoin is way undervalued. Litecoin is phenomenal. I mean, it accounts for a lot of my portfolio in cryptocurrencies. It's the single largest position in my portfolio. It is just really undervalued, and it really has a lot. Really anything under the 420. 420 is where the all-time high of Litecoin is 420. Somebody who's a market maker has a sense of humor. But 420 is the all-time high, and Litecoin does not have a far distance to go to get there. I know it looks like a lot, but really this is a pretty easy jump. If we go from what was Litecoin trading at a week ago to today, it's like a 54% move. Okay, that's huge. I mean, that's big. I mean, if you bought Litecoin at $150, you've made a pretty good gain. Let's go back to our looking at our. All right, so we had a trade yesterday. We wanted to add to our euro shorts at 122.89. That is working out very nicely. 122.89 was right about here. We wanted to go short there, so we are almost we are about 40 pips into the positive here with the euro. Continuing to look at some more weakness happening here. Looking at it from this side, we have may get some bouncing here and a pullback to the 50 line, but we are below now the on our Gann square of 144. That we are this thin green line. This is the 50% range between those levels. So we're back below it, and we'll see if we want to trade higher here. When we go into the U.S. session, there's a lot of urge to sell the dollar, but the dollar has caught. Dollar index has gone up. I mean, it has really driven up nicely. We've recovered from the 14th. We recovered quite a bit of ground here. I mean, quite a bit of ground. Keep eyes on this. This is a pretty nice looking base for some more upwards movement. We'll see though. Okay, but again, looking at our euro trade, that's worked out nicely. The dollar yen has turned out very nicely. We only wanted to go long on a break of 106.6. We definitely have that opportunity going. That trade is still active and moving very nicely. Love it. Aussie dollar, we wanted to go short at 97.07. Sorry, that's not right. 79.07. 79.07. That trade has worked out. You know, I'm liking this setup here. We are below. I got into it a little early yesterday. Well, no, rather a little late. So I've had some kind of ping-ponging around in these areas. And now we're below the 45, which is nice. Below this area. We want to really close. We want to get an hourly candlestick to close below this diagonal 45-degree angle here. We want to trade below the 78.90 line here and this 45. Okay, that's what we want to look at. And we should look at some bounce here, or if we don't get a bounce, if we get a follow through sell off, we should have some really swift movement to the downside. But just monitor this area here, because right now we are trading within equilibrium. We are trading within it's like we're in a squeeze in time and price. It doesn't look like a squeeze, but technically we are in one. Let's see. We never got to do the long of 79.6. We never got up there. New Zealand dollar, we wanted to go short. Let me pull this back here. Here we go. New Zealand dollar, we wanted to go short at a pullback to 73.8, and or a break below 73.4. So we've been in such a tight range. Yesterday when we were talking, we got up to like 73, 75. So if you took that trade early, great. I mean, if you didn't and you were waiting for here, we're still waiting. So that trade is still. I should put that one in here right now so I don't forget. So that's pretty much the same. We've just kind of been in a consolidative pattern here. Again, this angle here is a 45-degree angle in our Gann square. That's a big angle. We want to see price break down below it to have some bearish move. Aussie dollar, we looked at that one. Pound dollar. Pound dollar. Now, the pound's gotten a little strength on all the pairs, actually. Pound dollar, we wanted to go short at 139.54, which, if we'd be in a kind of a losing position here, but we want to go long at 140.7. So tough area. If I'm short, I don't have a trade active, but if I was short here, I mean, I'd say cut your loss. Getting out now, it's fine. Too much indecision, really, especially when we look at this other pair here. Our last trade of the day was the euro pound, where we wanted a short at a break of 88.56, which we definitely did get, and that trade has been working nicely. Very nice follow through here. Very nice fall apart. I like that we're below. I like that we tested this angle, fell down through it, did not find any support on this line, which is great. It's really weak move up here then. And we've fallen through to this angle, tested a little bit, tested this fib line. If we're going from move to move, we're testing a 50% retracement. The pound is strong. So that's why I'm saying get out of the pound dollar. Let it do its thing, and this short is still active and good. We could actually continue to look at going 88.08. And we don't have a lot of risk. I mean, my risk would only be up here, so And again, the rule of angles. When an angle breaks, when price breaks one of these light gray angles, price has an extremely high probability of moving to test that line. Okay, the next angle. So that's what we're looking for. And as it auto adjusts, oh, that's irritating. So we are below it. That's a good short. Good short setup. If I'm looking at it on the 4-hour chart, I mean, that's pretty, it could be pretty bullish. 8-hour though, oof, that is a, that is one ugly candlestick. Ouch. Well, it's a good one if you're short. Okay, let's take a peek again now at, let's go back and take a look. Let's look at gold quick. Now, gold has some noticeable issues going on. So we found support at the 1337.19, which is nice. And again, I hope that, you know, if you've been with me for a while and you've noticed these lines are not random. These are natural levels that are plotted. I use these are harmonic levels. These are areas that this chart, XAU USD, the gold dollar, this is the rhythm that this chart will trade. So it will respect these levels as resistance and support throughout the entire history of this instrument. So what are we looking at here? We got this nice raise. You know, structurally we're looking at the same kind of move. Like this looks like the euro. You know, it looks like a lot of other things. You know, I'm not willing to put in a trade on gold right now just because we are, I mean, we're near these oversold conditions. Really not ready to go long either. So I'm sitting flat on gold. Really don't see a reason to trade it. Okay, the euro dollar. So we're getting some support here, which is a little odd. I mean, it's at the point of controls. This area right here. I'm sorry, that's not it. What is that line? Oh, the 236 fib line. Okay, yeah, that's what it's finding support off of. Okay, well, we should really look at another drop, another dip. Couple of ways to look at this chart. Below us, we have some further supportive lines on this angle, and we have this down angle too. We really want to get, if we want to have a good long-term bearish outlook, we really want price to come back into this trading sphere, this trading square rather, and pierce this line down and look for lower prices. So, although we're going to want to get in on a pullback. This is kind of a steep move. We'll see if there's a lot of follow through. So we have a couple options to look at. Could short at a retest of the 50 here at 123.71. We could wait for, I mean, I really don't want to short below this area. I really don't want to touch it. Too much possible support. And so where am I looking to get long? If we can go long, you know, the long trade is going to take a little time. You know, we have some economic news coming out here. We got consumer confidence at 9 a.m. Central. That'll be a big deal. We'll have to see what's going on there. So we've got this operating as a possible. I mean, I'm still holding my shorts, and that sounds funny, doesn't it? Holding this, and I'm fine waiting it out. Dollar yen. All right. this is going to be a mover. I don't know when we're going to retrace down here, but we should expect to find, if we, there's a couple of pullback areas, the 107 and 106.50. Or we want a break, probably at 107.22. Break this high here would be really nice. New Zealand dollar. We already have that short going. Aussie dollar. We have that short moving, operating, really testing this area here. We may have a nice push through sale happening. So let's keep our eyes on those. Let's look at Litecoin's chart. Let's look at cryptos real quick. So Bitcoin is just continuing to move. Now this is really bullish. So this red line here, if I bring it out to the daily, this red line is the last long-term down resistance. So we're a downtrend line from these highest points, and we have finally moved above it. Okay, actually it was a little, excuse me, a little easier to get through than what I thought it would. We went. This is a line that's been tested for a few days. The 120, the 11,250 crossed above it, crossed above that long-term downtrend line. That is very bullish because out of Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin, Bitcoin is the only one who has not crossed above that long-term resistance line. All the other two have, but when I look at Ethereum, so it is trading above its line, but it has not had a big technical breakout move like Litecoin and Bitcoin. I mean, if we look at the 18th, we had a big dip here. Big dip here, responsive buying. Big dip there, responsive buying. Ethereum, not a lot of activity. We are sitting in a very tight resistance area. On this arc should be acting as resistance. So, the thing is over the next 24 hours, well, really sooner, as we get into about 6, let's say past 6 o'clock Central Time, 6 in the evening, we should see a big move on Ethereum. When we get past this arc, we've got that resistance at 1,000. It should really want to shoot above it pretty fast. It's got a lot of consolidative, slow, really, if we want to get through that 1,000 area, this is a healthy way to do it. A very purposeful, a very kind of boring ascension in price. It's a consolidative move. This is an accumulation move. All of these have been accumulation moves since we hit these lows. So we should watch for Ethereum to continue to move up. Not really seeing any weakness in any of the cryptocurrencies right now. In fact, if we go to coin market cap, we're looking at we're above 500 billion again. We're above 511 billion. So that's market cap has gone up pretty nice. Very nice. Since let's go to month. Since the 6th, we've almost we're getting close to a doubling the market cap from that drive down. Again, Litecoin is a big mover, big buyer. So is Bitcoin. Really, any of these. I really don't know how to uh, uh, stress the importance of these price levels. Um, it's kind of, I mean, I don't want to use this adage. It's like getting into Apple when it was 80 cents, but it is that big of a deal. You know, are you going to see that kind of growth? No, you're probably going to see a lot more. I mean, this is a ridiculous market. It's extremely speculative, and it moves in mountains of movement. So, yeah, I mean, this is a buy and hold market. We're not really into a nice trading range yet. We really want to get back into out of this accumulation phase, pass through some price resistance areas till we get some nice supportive buying areas, and then we're in a trading market. So, we're just looking at this market and seeing what it's doing, and it's being very, very healthy. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. Okay, back to our currencies. So, Aussie dollar, looking a little supportive here. It's got my chair. It's a stool, really. As long as they're below the 45 and not like trending away from it, we should be fine on our short there. The gold trade, excuse me. Maybe entertaining shorts below here, but really, I mean, on the composite index, we've got a good signal for shorting. On the RSI, we're really low there, which is fine. Euro dollar, nice to see continued weakness here. There's sometimes you can just tell that something is weak and that it's not going to be doing much because you traded a lot. A lot of people look at candlesticks and they look at the wicks after the close, but in price action trading, you kind of want to watch them as they form. Like when price is getting to the low of this wick on the hourly, is it moving up any? I mean, is there a lot of pressure to buy it up from there as you're watching it live? I mean, does it look like there's people trying to buy it up? There's really not. You can kind of get a good idea of the feel of a market the longer you trade it. Really, if you've had a run where you've had a lot of wins lately or you've had some losses, sometimes don't trade. Just look at your screen and just be aware of how the chart moves and how prices move. You can really notice a lot and get a good idea of where a direction is going based on the buying and selling within a candlestick. Okay. So now we're seeing some real inherent weakness on that. Trying to, test this zone. I mean, we do have some buying there. We did test below it, and now we're looking lower. So, trying to buy back up. It's kind of fun to watch this. Let's check out our U.S. dollar, the dollar yen. Dollar yen catching a bid. Nice formation here. Nice breakout opportunity to move up. We're in overbought territory on the RSI, but on the composite index, we've got a good buy signal. This is the inverse of what this is doing. We may have a short on gold, except I really want to touch it right now. And we're finally getting some inverse moves in our markets. Let's look at the equity futures real quick. They're down. They're gonna pointing down. The dollar index, boom, big move, awesome, excellent, nice drive up. Our dollar yen, we may have a really nice. From these levels, from these oversold conditions, 108 is going to be an easy place to get to, and 110 is also going to be a pretty easy place to get to. if there's continued weakness, if there's continued strength in the dollar. Let's look at the New Zealand dollar now. I forgot I liked the square better. Ooh, nice weakness here. Nice. I wonder if that triggered my sell. Did it take profit? Nope, not yet. It's pretty close though. Cool. All right, nice moves. Aussie dollar moving down nicely. Euro pound looks like it's struggling to stay above this. That's a good short. You know, pull back to 23.71. Looks like we've short at 88.08. Yeah, that's a good one. I should have put in a. There's struggling to stay above here. We have our 11-day cycle, which means uptrending. We should continue a trend down, and then we can actually 11 days from there is here. Well, maybe. There we go. Oh, no. Close enough. So we're looking at another move, 11-day move down to that direction, probably to this zone here. Good move. Euro pound. Now is the pound dollar catching some weakness? It is a little bit, but not a whole lot. Gold. Look at that euro. Yeah, that's a pretty nice move there. It's gonna flush out some hands for sure. Nice. Love it. Dollar yen, great move, man. You know, we've been talking about having a bias, a counter bias. 2 weeks ago, we were shorting, and we had probably the best week of the year so far 2 weeks ago. Then last week it was kind of a meh. You know, I was in the red last week, but I mean it wasn't horrible. Definitely did not really touch the gains I made the week before. And you know, this week is setting up to have a pretty similar setup. Yeah, so gold. 1337.19. We get a break here. Let's do that. Good short there. So the dollar index is climbing big time. It is really driving up. And so what does that do? How does the dollar index correlate to other things? Well, if you can't trade the dollar index, what you can trade is the US dollar Swiss. That is this pair. They're pretty much the same. In fact, why don't I just put them next to each other? They're pretty much the same. And so the dollar index is it's a basket of currencies that trade, that, you know, it's their performance against the dollar. Very euro heavy. And so the pair that should be exhibiting the most weakness against it is the euro. And we're kind of seeing that play out. Oof, man. Nice move. 86 pips down today so far. It's great. That's great. You know, I'm short up here. That's a good move. Because we went short at 125.40 something, 125.30 something. And yeah, we're continuing to look lower here. Dollar yen, fantastic move. New Zealand dollar, ooh, man, that is a thrust down. Aussie dollar thrust down, yeah. The only one that's not really showing a lot of meat is the euro pound. I'm having a hard time believing that the pound is performing so weakly against the euro. Pound yen is doing fantastic. Pound Aussie dollar is doing good. Pound New Zealand dollar is doing good. Yeah, that's odd. I mean, I'll just watch that, see what happens there. But yeah, some nice moves happening. Let's check out our cryptos one more time. Bitcoin is at 11,550. Really nice number. Not showing a whole lot of a weakness here. We would probably like to see a little pullback, you know, or some consolidation along here for a bit. That'd be healthy. Litecoin, you know, it's so close. It's so close to that 250 area. We're gonna approach the next FOMO moves in our cryptos. The fear of missing out. We're gonna start getting a lot of that new money back in here, or the people who lost their money buying up top are going to want to come back in and try to revenge trade, and they're really just going to lift it up. And those of us who've been in it for a while, we're going to start peeling off some profit at some target areas, and hopefully we'll get another big bull or bear phase in and shake out the weak hands and just kind of collect those cheap again. It's a fun rotation. You can see on my list here that there are very few coins. These are all, like, probably 90% of the coins on here are Bitcoin pairs. And so, you know, it's measuring the performance of the altcoins against Bitcoin. These altcoins are performing horribly, which is fine. And that's kind of a sneaky thing, because just because they're performing badly against Bitcoin doesn't mean they're performing badly in their own pairs, like with the dollar. If we scroll all the way down here, so let's see, BTC, Bitcoin. I'm trying to find a different one here. Oh, let's see. All right, XRP. I don't like this coin. I hate this coin. I think it's the worst thing ever. But XRP is, you know, it's down 0.43%. But if we want to look at the Bitcoin pair, it's down negative 4.3% against Bitcoin. So, yeah. There's, you know, ETC performing better against Bitcoin by 2%. Ethereum Classic, I think there's a hard fork coming off on that here soon. But yeah, we've got some great trades forming up here. Really nice moves on a lot of these pairs so far this morning. So we should look forward to some great movers. You know, we'll see. Just take notice that as we get into the, you know, 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Central, not uncommon to see some moves go to the inverse. You know, you'll see the counter trade go for the next 8 hours, 9 hours, where it'll retrace sometimes greater than 50% of the move that it had from the London Open at 2 a.m. until noon Central. So, yeah, I think we've got some good trades. We're definitely in the money on almost all of them, except for the pound dollar. Yeah, we've had great trades since yesterday. So good start to the week, guys. Fantastic. Just be aware of 9 o'clock. There's big eco news that comes out, and be aware of that. And you know what? I'm really looking forward to the rest of this week. Let's call it good for now. No real reason to over analyze what we've got. We've got our trades in there on the portal, and I hope you guys have a great and wonderful Tuesday. Hope you've had a great start to your week already, and I look forward to visiting with you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.